Welcome to Vent with Michelle Malkin. On the front burner today, when is a horrific story not a story? You can't avoid the crimification of TV news. Cable news programs that used to focus on politics now all look like court TV knockoffs. Grisly murders, kidnappings, rape. So why is it that some stories that reverberate with the American public don't make the airwaves? In my mailbox every day for the last several months, readers have asked about the tragic case of Chris Newsom and Shannon Christian. Here is their story. On January 6, 2007, the two young University of Tennessee students went out on a date. They were to go to a friend's house to watch movies, but they never arrived. Their night out would end in horror. First, they were carjacked at gunpoint while driving Christian's Toyota 4Runner. They were then taken to a Knoxville house where, according to the 46-count grand jury indictment, Chris Newsom was repeatedly gang raped while Shannon was forced to watch. The assailants tortured Newsom, shot him, and set him on fire near railroad tracks not far from the house. The attackers then tortured Shannon, gang raped her, poured bleach down her throat to destroy DNA evidence, and murdered her. There are unconfirmed reports that both Newsom and Christian were sexually mutilated. Newsom's gasoline-soaked body was found beside the railroad tracks the day after the crime. Police found Christian's body in a garbage can inside the horror house in 5 separate trash bags 2 days later. The house belonged to 25-year-old Lamarcus Davidson. He and 4 others, Eric Dwayne Boyd, George Giovanni Thomas, Latalvis Cobbins, and Vanessa Coleman, have been indicted with a slew of crimes from theft to kidnapping to torture, rape, and murder. What motivated the 5 to commit such brutality against total strangers? Was it theft? They did apparently steal several items belonging to Newsom, but ditched Christian's SUV shortly after the carjacking. Could it be racial animosity? The victims were white, and all 5 of the accused are black. Or could it be something else? Well, the national media that descended on Durham, North Carolina to give us every twist and turn of the Duke non-rape case, and the same national media that still reminds us of the racially motivated James Byrd murder and the killing of Matthew Shepard, hasn't asked why. In fact, the national media hasn't asked any questions about the case. It hasn't even reported it. The national media hasn't shown any interest in the crime at all. We get a steady diet of Anna Nicole, Natalie Holloway, and John Bonet, and Paris Goes to Jail, but never hear about the Christian Newsom murders on cable, in the New York Times, or anywhere outside blogs in the Knoxville, Tennessee local media. Why? Bloggers have a theory. The national media isn't interested in this case because it doesn't fit any useful, politically correct narrative. The Duke case centered on a white-on-black crime and also fit a class warfare storyline, the rich and powerful exploiting a member of the downtrodden underclass. The James Byrd case was a white-on-black hate crime, and it occurred in Texas, home to then presidential candidate Republican Governor George W. Bush. But this case, an attractive white couple murdered by 5 black thugs, doesn't seem to fit any political agenda. It's not a useful crime. Reverse the races and just imagine how the national press would cover the story of a young black couple brutally murdered by 5 white assailants. The details of the crime make it a national story. The brutality and the horror make it a story. The 5 accused will soon face trial, and at least 2 may face capital punishment. That should make it a story. But somehow it ain't fit to print or air by MSM vultures too busy picking at the latest celebrity carcasses. Till next Vent, I'm Michelle Malkin.